but I thought I would just show you like a quick clip of all of the things that I made for this Monopoly, literally all together, all laid out, and it looks super cool and I'm really chuffed with it. I have no idea why I chose to film this when it's like 25 degrees outside and I chose to wear a jumper, but look at this fan. Can't. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is the much awaited Monopoly walkthrough for the MCU Marvel themed Monopoly. I'm going to be going through everything, talking through all the places on the board, all of the cards, all of the money, all of the playing pieces and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to go through is the board. I'm going to film some close-up clips of all of the parts of the boards, but first I just want to answer a couple of questions that I always get. So one, no, I'm not selling it. I'm literally not allowed. Sorry. Two, if you want to know more about how to make this yourself, I do have a full tutorial on how to create your own custom theme Monopoly. I will link that in the description and try and put it in the cards here somewhere. Not sure which side it is. But yeah, go and check that out if you want to learn more about like how to make your own version. So I'm going to start from Go and obviously go all the way around. For Go, we did the Bifrost and I tried to draw it as like the Rainbow Bridge, but it was a disaster. If you saw the TikTok video, you would have seen that. And then I just painted over it. Property set 1 is obviously for Spider-Man. We have Del Mar's Deli Grocery and Avengers Tower. And then this shield space, there are 3 of these on the board. You'll see them as we go around and they're basically the chance spaces. We have Hydra tax, which is the $200 tax, sorry. The train stations, we did items, so we have Stormbreaker. The next property set is the Avengers property set, so we have Titan, Vormir and Sokovia because they're kind of present in the Avengers movies. And then we have the Avengers spaces, again there's 3 of these. And you'll see them as we go around the board, and that's basically like the community chest space. We have the just visiting for the jail, and this was supposed to be like jail, like bars, you know, but it didn't go very well, but it still looks kind of cool and fits in, so we're going with it. We have the Iron Man property set, which we have Stark Industries, Hammer Industries, and Tony Stark's Mansion. A lot of people are mad about me calling it Tony Stark's Mansion. They want to call it the Malibu Mansion or whatever, but I get all this information from like the Marvel like cinematic universe page, and that is what it says it's called, so that's what I'm going with. We have the first utility set, which is Jarvis. You'll see the other one later on. The next train station, we have the Pym Particles. And then the Captain America set, where we have Pier 13, Triskelion and Vienna International Centre, because this was basically the first Captain America movie, the second one, and then the third one. And then we also have another shield space. For the free parking, we have the Milano ship. Let me know if the way you play Monopoly is any tax money goes into the centre of the board, and then if you land on free parking, you get the money. Let me know if that's how you play. We have the Thor property set, we have Jotunheim, not even going to try and say that, yeah, that one, Asgard, and then another Avengers set. The next train station, we have Milnor, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy property set, where we have Nowhere, Xandar and Sovereign, and the next utility, which is Friday. We have the jail space, which very highly requested I did as the Raft. We have the Doctor Strange property set with all 3 of the Sanctums, and then another shield space. The final train station is the Vibranium Shield. I didn't want to call it like Captain America's Shield because, I don't know, it was weird for like items. I don't really know my logic behind that, but that's what I called it in the end. We have the Avengers space, and then we have the Black Panther set with Najobu's Safe House and Wakanda, and then the other tax space, which is the Blip taxed with the Infinity Gauntlet. And then obviously in the centre of the board, we just have the Marvel logo with the Monopoly logo, which obviously I did in black, and then the Avengers space and the shield space, which is just where you put the stack of the cards. And that is everything for on the board. And then moving on to all the cards and stuff, I just want to kind of show these 3D printed things that I made. I did it in red because I thought it was appropriate, but I basically 3D printed these 2 boxes for the money, and then this big box here, which holds all of the playing pieces and like houses and hotels, and it's also got in here, if I can get it out without spilling these everywhere, it's got a box that also has the chance community chest cards and the property cards in. Next up we have all of the playing pieces, and last time I filmed this it was an absolute disaster because I'm not really sure how well you can see them all. Here we have all of the playing pieces. You can definitely see it a lot better here, but also I'm going to run through them just in case it isn't too obvious. We have Black Widow, Hulk, Spider-Man, Gamora, Nebula, Iron Man, Black Panther and Captain America. And if I just do sort of like a close-up of what all of them have on them. I tried to do some of the characters that hadn't been included as much in the board, as well as just some of like my favourite characters that had more distinctive features. But yeah, these are the playing pieces. I just 3D printed these and then painted them. And then we have all of the Infinity Stones. I'm not really sure how best to like show you guys them because obviously there's so many of them and they're quite detailed, but I'm going to show you. So obviously we have all of the different Infinity Stones and I tried to just paint them, give them like a little bit of texture and stuff. I think you could probably see it best in the purple ones, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I like the blue one as well actually. I think it's my fave. They do all kind of look like I've just 3D printed the same stone over and over again, but they are actually different. If I show you, if I get this yellow one, the yellow one's quite nice as well, but they're different shapes. All of them are different shapes. You can kind of see, we also haven't shown the orange one, but yeah, I know a lot of people wanted me to do like the Infinity Gauntlet, and I really wanted to do that as well. I wanted like the houses to be the stones and then the hotel to be the Infinity Gauntlet, but I literally couldn't find a print anywhere that would work on such a small scale like this. So we've kind of gone with this. And the way it's going to work, I will go through the property cards in a minute, but you can kind of see much better here. The way it's going to work is when you get a full colour set, you automatically get a blue stone on all of your properties, and then you basically buy your stones in this order. So red, and then your rent is this, obviously all the way up, and that's how it's going to work. Next up we have all of the property cards. On the back of the property cards this year I got like a picture of all the comics just from Google. I put it black and white and then made it a little bit transparent because that's kind of all I could think of to do. Not sure if that's boring, sorry if it is. Obviously you saw on the board all of the different like spaces that I did, but I just want to quickly show you basically how I replicated that on all of the cards. So this is the Spider-Man one. I tried to do exactly the same on the cards as I did on the board, but obviously sometimes it's a little bit different. So for example, this for the second set, the like Avengers themed set, on the board the ombre is like across the whole thing, but on here I couldn't really do that, so the top is just ombre for each bit. And then the same again with the Iron Man one. They're all the same basically. Are they the same? Yeah, they are the same, but on the board they're all different. So it's almost just like a simplified version of it. The Captain America one is very, very similar, where I've just done them all the same on the top, whereas on the board it's spread across the three just because it was easier and it worked that way. For the Thor theme set, on the board I just did like lightning strikes, but when I made these cards they actually had like a cool brush that I could use that did this like lightning effect, which I thought was really, really cool. And similar for the Guardians of the Galaxy set, I tried to do like a galaxy thing on the board, and then on here I just used like a paint splatter brush with lots of different colours to try and replicate that. In my opinion, the Doctor Strange set is so much better on the digital cards because it was so much easier for me to get all the tiny little details, whereas on the board it's just not as detailed, it doesn't look as good. And the final Black Panther set do actually match up because it's symmetrical. All I did was I just drew it and then moved it to the other side, so when you put them like this they do actually line up. And then similarly for the utilities for Friday and Jarvis, the digital ones are much, much better, again because I was able to get all of the details in the cards, whereas it was much harder to do that on the board. And then finally we have all of the train stations, which I just did as the items, which look pretty similar to the board because none of them really have that much detail in them anyway. And that's it for the property cards. And now we're going to move on to the chance and community chest cards. Obviously these are what I chose for the titles. We have the like Avengers logo and then the Shield logo. and they're both just kind of ombre. This is like a silver ombre and this is like a purple ombre, but that's what I did on the back. Now this is the part of the video that everyone either loves or hates, but I'm going to read out every single one of what I put on the backs of these and showcase them so that you can see them all up close, because obviously I film most of this on TikTok and it's quite hard for you to like pause and read every single one of them because there are 32 in total. So we're going to start off with the Avengers one. Somehow when I printed these I managed to do it really wrong, and they're all backwards. It doesn't really matter, I'm the only one that's going to be playing this, but let's just get right into it because this is going to be a long segment. We have Return the Soul Stone, Advance to Vormir, and you'll see that I did a card for every single one of the Infinity Stones. We have Escape from the Kiln using the Milano. It's a get out of jail free card. You develop a Vibranium weapon, collect $250. Shield infiltrated by Hydra, pay $100. This is the properties repair card, so we have Hulk Smash, repairs needed. It says pay 40 for any, and then it like lists the Infinity Stones, and then pay 100 for any, and it lists the other Infinity Stones. Nor was destroyed, and you must create a new weapon, advance to Stormbreaker, which is one of the train stations. Proof that Tony Stark has a heart, collect $50. You got stuck in the quantum realm, pay $20. Use the time stone to go back 1, 2 or 3 spaces, it's your choice. I am Groot, advance to Xandar. This one's really cute. We have you refuse to sign the Sokovia Accords, go to jail. Reality has changed, advance to nowhere, so this is the Reality Stone card. You need suit upgrades, pay $150. Congrats on the Stark internship, collect $50, and you'll see in the other stack we have like you lost the Stark internship. We have Mantis puts you to sleep, go back 1 space. I'm not sure why this seems to be the only one that's printed the correct, oh they are printed the correct way round, I just have the back 2 upside down. Oh, and the last one is you were able to identify a scroll, collect $150, and that's all for this one. So moving on to the next ones. And then moving on to the shield cards, they're all kind of similar. I just try and divvy them up so there's a similar like amount of lose money and gain money in each stack. We have you hold the power, collect $20 from each player. This is the Power Stone card. Earth under attack, advance to the Hong Kong Sanctum. This one's one of my favourite. We have language, pay $50, and that's just a nod to the joke from Captain America. We have the Stanley cameo card, which is a get out of jail free card. A lot of people wanted me to do Stanley as like the Monopoly man, which I kind of understand, but the Monopoly man, I've never done that on my Monopolies, and I don't really know how I would incorporate it in any way because Monopoly man doesn't actually do anything in Monopoly. This one's just a quote, so it's Heimdall, I know you can hear me, advance to the Bifrost, obviously a quote from Thor. Another property repairs card, so the Gauntlet was snapped and the Infinity Stones destroyed, pay any repairs, and then again $20 or $100, and it lists which Infinity Stone you have to pay for which. You won a dance battle, collect $100. You almost blew up the Washington Monument, pay $100. You can control space, move to any space on the board. Obviously this is the Space Stone card. You control another player's mind, pick someone to pay you $50. This is another one of my favourites. We have We Are Not Doing Get Help, pay $75. You use the Mind Stone to create Ultron, go to jail. Obviously this is the Mind Stone card. And then as I said, we have you lost the Stark internship, pay $10. You run out of pin particles, go back 2 spaces. You escape the Red Room, collect $20. And the final card is you need to travel through the realms, advance to the Bifrost. Next up we have all of the money, and I think for the first time ever, it took me 3 Monopolies to learn, I think I have finally printed the correct amount of money to actually be able to play the game. which is why it's ended up in 2 of these boxes rather than just 1. Oh, but I'm going to go through all of the notes. So I tried to theme each of the notes on a different character. I just did them like with the colour scheme on the notes. So the $1 bill is for Hawkeye, and I took the Hawkeye colours from like Google from the comics, because obviously Hawkeye in the movies is just basically just wears all black, which is kind of boring. And so I took it from the comics, which is more purples and blues, and that's this note. And then the 5 is Black Widow. Obviously not too much like different colours in here. The white kind of comes more from the new Black Widow movie because she wears like the white suit. We also have sort of like grey and the red for her hair. The 10 is probably the most obvious one. It's Hulk, obviously just lots of shades of green and purple. The 20 is Captain America, obviously just white, blue and red. The 50 I also think is pretty obvious. It's Iron Man. Obviously you have the blue for the arc reactor, and then the gold and the red. The 100 is Scarlet Witch, or what's her name? I've completely forgotten her name. Wanda! Okay, yeah, so just lots of different shades of reds. And then finally the 500, which is probably the least recognisable one, and I kind of wish I changed it before I printed them all off. But it is Doctor Strange. These are the colours that came up when I looked up the colour scheme for Doctor Strange, and it did kind of match up, but they're a lot brighter than kind of what I imagined Doctor Strange as. And that is absolutely everything for this Monopoly. The only thing that I don't seem to ever do is dice, so maybe I should like custom do some die. If anyone knows anyone that makes custom die, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do that for all 3 of the Monopolies that I have at the same time. But that's everything on this Monopoly. I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be the last Monopoly that I'm going to do for a while at least, because I'm a little bit burnt out for Monopoly, kind of had enough, and it's not as like fun anymore, almost feels like forced creativity, which is never as good. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this run through, and I hope you enjoyed just the whole making of this Monopoly. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see lots more videos of me going through things like this. Obviously, if you want to see any of the other Monopolies and stuff that I made, all of those videos are on my channel. I'll put the links in the description or on the screen somewhere. Definitely go and check those out. But for now, that's everything, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!